Hello, Internet. So nice to see you. You know, when you are writing a song or you're writing a solo, you're composing something, and you write your melody, your solo, and you start thinking, okay, where do we go from here? Where do we go now? What else can I do? How can I continue this? And that's something that happens to all of us. You have a good idea and then you get stuck, okay? And to continue the solo or the song from that point, you want something that it's, to give a description, more of the same but different. So you want something that is stylistically compatible with what you were doing before, but it's not exactly the same thing. You don't just want to repeat the thing, otherwise, I mean, it doesn't really sound great. There are situations where repeating sounds great, but come on. When you want to continue, we want some variation, we want something different, okay? But again, not too different, kind of a paradox if you want. So today I'm gonna show you one technique that will make you generate a lot more music starting from what you already have in your song or solo. It's a technique that multiplies your music, and it's actually one of my favorite techniques, okay? Advantage of this technique, the pros of this technique, super simple to understand and to learn. You're gonna see this video, and when you're looking at the theory part of this video, it's like, yeah, that's easy. You could go like, that's a good idea, but it's easy to understand. Disadvantage, it may require some thought when you are applying it. So, what this is all about, let's go and see it. I'm gonna show you right now one of my absolute favorite procedures. And this is something that when they showed it to me the first time, I thought it was something too simple, okay? And then it became one of my favorite ones. So I'm gonna see that. But before we go there, I want to make sure you guys are practicing, okay? I want to make sure you're getting enough exercise. So here's another picture for you. Are you getting enough exercise with your guitar? If you guys are completely triggered by this picture, your problem, because I think that Telecaster bass is sexy as hell, okay? I mean, if you don't like Telecasters, that's all your problem, man, okay? It's writing easiest way to make your muscles look bigger. You pause with a short scale bass. Thank you, I will remember that, okay? It's a good trick. I need to find a bass with a scale short enough to make this look good, okay? It's gonna be a very, very short scale bass. Our procedure is called rotation, and again, it has nothing to do with the girl, okay? Nothing to do with the picture, nothing to do with eating your guitar using classical guitars. It's just a picture to keep your attention. Rotation is what I think is one of the best things to really extract music out of a lick, or anything else for that matter. This rotation works great for melodies. You take a vocal melody, you apply rotation, you get a lot of good material. And it's so easy. So how does it work? You take your lick, you take the first note of your lick, and you move it to the end of the lick. And that's it. There's nothing else, okay? Then you do it again. You take the next note of the lick, which is now the first note, and move it at the end and play that. It's so ridiculously easy to explain, and it's so ridiculously powerful when you use it in practice, okay? So what happens? Here's our pentatonic scale. The first note is this A. I'm just moving it at the end, okay? So after the dotted red line, okay? So what I play now is this. Okay? Then I take the first note of the first bar and I move it at the end, and I get the second bar. And then I take the first note of this one and I move it at the end, and I get the third bar. And then I take the first note of this one and I move it at the end, and I get the fourth bar. And then again. One thing you can do after that is that you can play all those variations one after each other as they are, like a giant lick, okay? So original plus first bar plus second bar, so. With a scale, it doesn't sound really great. Try this with any vocal melody, you're in for a surprise, because this thing multiplies the length of the melody and it doesn't sound predictable anymore. You see. What happens if I apply this to my blues lick? First variation is, next variation is, next variation is, and next variation is. Okay? And you guys heard all of those, because those are all over the blues literature and post-blues music, okay? For instance, the third variation, it's practically the beginning of the solo of Another Brick in the Wall, no? It doesn't start here. It starts here. What happens to our arpeggio? Original, first variation, next variation, next variation, and next variation. Wait. If you take the arpeggio, play them one after each other, or maybe even change the order, okay, you can create a very long, unpredictable arpeggio that if you study and make it faster technically, okay, can become a shred part in your solo, okay? You know, when the people have these very long shred parts, etc., they sound pretty much all the same, but not exactly the same. That's one way of doing them. As you've seen, when you are rotating your licks, sometimes it pays a lot to know alternative position to play your licks or your melodies or your ideas. So it's very good if you know your fretboard. Now you may think that knowing the fretboard is very complex, it's too hard, but it's really not the case. If you want to learn your fretboard in a very nice way, in a way that is compatible with lead guitar, in a way that helps you creating new stuff, I do recommend my course, Master of the Modes. Master of the Modes, it's not a book and it will never be a book. It's a complete video course made by guitar players, for guitar players, that take you from zero to become an expert in using modes and scales. This course is for people who are not afraid to do some exercises. Theory is important, applying theory is more important, so the course is taught through exercises that you have to do, and the more you practice them, the better you become. If you have just a minute, check out Master of the Modes at the link on the top right. If you like this video, smash on that like button, don't forget to subscribe and click on notification, otherwise YouTube will not let you know when I put up a new video. And if you have any idea, any feedback, any suggestions, please write them down in the comments. I love to read from you. This is Tommaso Zilio of musictheoryforguitar.com, and until next time, enjoy!